How do you fix a basement walkout drain that's flooding? In this video, we're going to talk about exactly what we do to fix basement walkout drains and keep that water going down so there's no flooding involved in your life anymore. Hi, I'm Caleb with Danzy Design Build, and the first step of doing the replacement is to jackhammer out the landing of the basement walkout entry and get out the old drain. Get it out of the way, remove it completely. Once all that concrete's removed and hauled off, the next step is to dig down the dirt underneath that landing about 3 feet. That's the ideal amount that we found. 3 feet down, and you really just a 3-foot cube would be the most ideal if that's possible in your situation with your walkout. The next step is to do some math, and there's a few things that we need to figure out. The first one is the elevation of the drain. Where does that need to be height-wise? Also, we want to most likely center it. In this case, we did want to center that in the landing. The next thing is we need to figure out how much gravel we need to bring in, and then also the thickness of that slab. Typically, they're 4 inches thick. We just want to make sure that the top of that slab ends up at the right height so that the last stair in the walkout is also matching the rest of the stairs, so you don't have a short stair or a tall stair at the last step of the walkout. So that's another important thing. We've got to do the math on that. Once we get all the math figured out, it's time to start bringing in the gravel. The next thing to do here is to actually build the drain system. And in this walkout entry, we used 2 5-gallon buckets that are going to remain empty after we put the gravel completely in. And then we also have a catch basin in the middle that filters out and collects any sediment, sand, dirt, and whatnot, debris that will be accumulating over time. So this is going to really be an awesome drain. More on this later in the video. For this next step, we need to take that math that we did and put it into play. So we're going to be installing the drain, making sure that it's level and positioned at the right elevation, and then also pulling in the gravel to hold that in place while we bring in even more gravel, and then double check and make sure that the drain is still positioned in the correct spot. The next thing we do is fill up the rest of the hole with the rest of the gravel that we need to place in there, making sure to leave 4 inches of height to place our concrete. And then we're going to be cutting our rebar, fitting the rebars to make sure everything fits good, and then actually putting in the concrete, mixing it up and placing it in there. Once all the concrete is placed, we want to make sure that we have it sloping toward the drain so that everything drains down in the right spot. We don't have any puddles or anything like that going on. And then we're going to wait for the concrete to start drying. In this case, it was done in winter, and so we built a tent to make sure that it didn't snow or rain on the concrete, and then we also put in a heater to make sure that it didn't freeze. So that was going on next, and then we actually went back and put the broom finish on the concrete and then finished it off that way. If you're experiencing flooding with your basement walkout drain, feel free to reach out to us on our website, danzydesignbuild.com. Give us a call or request a consultation on our website. We'd be happy to help you get your walkout basement drain fixed for good. If you want to know how they work, you can watch this video here. Thanks.